What's up, everyone? Welcome to Niners Coast to Coast. I'm Grant Cohn. That's Jason Aponte. And I was thinking we were going to be talking about the Niners' different various free agent moves, and we will. But there's a way bigger story hanging over everything, hanging over the whole league right now. And we can't speculate on what's going to happen, but we can try to put ourselves in the shoes of the Niners, the Texans, and what we would do. So, Jason, what's going on with Deshaun Watson and these lawsuits, and how do you think they affect the Niners' offseason plans?
I think that it delays things considerably. When it comes to things like this and it's sexual assault, it's very touchy, right? And you want to be sympathetic to the victims, and you don't want to ever victim blame or anything like that,
or take a side before you find out some information, because it's he said, she said right now. So I don't know.
It's innocent till proven guilty, for sure. But the timing of this feels weird.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean that it's not true. So what I'll say is I'm not going to comment on those things because I don't know.
Yeah.
But this has to impact anybody making a move for Watson. And it's just the timing of it. Like, why have this come out right now when he's already, trade requests and things like that? And it's just, again, I'm not going to speculate on whether whatever happened, but yes, this has
I have read on Twitter a lot of people saying like, oh, isn't this convenient? Doesn't this help the Texans? I don't think it does help the Texans. I mean, if this is true, then they're in a position where the one asset that they could trade is no longer tradable, and he might be suspended. They might not have him at all. This could be really bad for the Texans, I think.
Right. This is either some sort of awful smear campaign or just evidence of a bigger cover-up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just weird, and again, the timing is what really throws it off. But I mean, how could this not impact
that's the point.
Yeah.
It's like, if you are targeting Deshaun Watson, how can you pull the trigger on that trade before you at least get some more information?
Yeah, for sure.
Or you saw what the Niners did with Marquise Goodwin, the revert clause. I never heard of that. But if that exists, you could trade for Watson and say, look, if these aren't criminal charges, but if he's ever charged of if he ever gets criminal charges, this reverts. And you take him back, and we get the draft picks back. But I don't know. Scary.
The other thing is and I don't know why the Texans would agree to something like that, knowing that they would have to give something back up, just in case something like that happened. And I think we understand that this organization values character guys more than, sometimes the right person, maybe, or the better player. Antonio Brown was never on the board because he's problematic, things like that. So you have to remember, like, that comes into account when you're talking about the thought process right now with Deshaun Watson. And how could it not right now impact, what's going on with him?
I read the first two lawsuits, and they seemed like borderline whether they were a criminal offense. And you could almost argue that maybe they were, I don't know, he didn't necessarily cross the line. But the third one, I don't know if you've read the third one. The third one's very troubling. And again, I don't know if these are true. But the thing is, if the third one is true, he probably shouldn't be in the NFL. If the third one's true, he's a bad person, and he should not be in the NFL. I don't know if it is true, but it's a very serious thing that's happening right now. And all these teams need to be getting clarity from the league, basically. Texans included. They need to call the league and be like, can we trade this guy still? Or are you going to be suspending him still?
Right. Or is he on the inactive list, the commissioner's exempt list, something like that? Like, what's going on? Like, what are we doing here?
And it seems like what happened in the past, like with Ben Roethlisberger, you get the girl to sign a non-disclosure agreement, you give her $20,000, $100,000, and it goes away, and there's nothing for the NFL to investigate. That could happen here, although it's 6 now. So that
the thing is too is who really has a high opinion of Ben Roethlisberger off the football field, even though there were no charges or anything like that too. So things like that, no matter what. All right, no criminal charges, fine. But it's still a black eye on your, nobody forgot with Ben. And it was multiple women as well, too. So I just look, again, I'm not here to speculate about what's going on with Watson. Yeah. The other thing that's kind of troubling is that apparently the lawyer is neighbors with the Texans ownership. I don't know how true that is, but that's what's floating out there. I just think that we need to get more information, play it by ear, and just see what happens. But this absolutely impacts anything that would have happened with Deshaun Watson, even if we thought it was going to happen towards the NFL draft.
Yeah, at minimum, it puts things on hold. At most, it jeopardizes the Niners' ability to get him or the Texans' ability to move him. I mean, at worst, he never plays again in the NFL, and this stuff is true. At best, it's a bunch of baloney, and everyone just pauses things for a month, and then everyone goes back on with their lives. But No idea. Very serious. And at this point in 2021, you don't just be like, oh, these women, they just want money. It's like,
No.
I don't know. I have no idea.